50 years ago, astronomers detected a strange radio signal coming from the direction of the star Tau Boötis. They dismissed it as interference. But last week, that same signal appeared again, and what scientists discovered inside it could change everything we think we know about the universe. In 1975, a radio telescope in Chile picked up a short but extremely powerful pulse at a frequency of 1,420 megahertz. That's the same frequency scientists use when searching for extraterrestrial intelligence because it's linked to hydrogen, the most common element in the universe. The signal repeated only once, then complete silence. No one knew if it was a glitch, a secret experiment, or a message we failed to understand. In October 2025, a new telescope in Australia detected a nearly identical pulse, same frequency, same strength, same duration. When scientists compared the two recordings, something incredible emerged. Both signals contained an identical pattern, a sequence of data that seemed too structured to be random. At first, they thought it might be a reflection from a satellite or radio interference, until they discovered that the source appeared to be moving faster than any known object we've ever tracked.
Astronomers have detected thousands of worlds beyond our solar system. But despite decades of searching, we have never detected their magnetic fields. Today, we might have found the first clue. Hello, I'm Dr. Jake Turner. So in this study, we found the first hints of radio emission coming from a planet outside our solar system, a giant planet called Tau Boötis b. We've known from our solar system that planets with magnetic fields, such as Jupiter, naturally emit radio waves. And what is going on is basically particles from the sun, electrons and protons, when they get caught in the magnetic field, they gyrate around the magnetic field lines and they create light. And then in the case of the planets, this light is in the radio. Same electrons that create the radio emission continue down and actually hit the atmosphere to create the beautiful auroras that we see. We were able to actually discover that Earth had radio emission after we started sending satellites into space. Shortly after that, when we sent the Voyager probes, we were able to discover radio emission from Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So it wasn't until we discovered the first hot Jupiter in 1995 that we started realizing that maybe these planets would be better to search for a radio mission. These planets are orbiting really close to their stars. They're orbiting at about a day or two. Because of that, they're getting bombarded by a lot of electrons from the solar wind. The more electrons you have that are hitting the magnetospheres of the planets, the more radio light you will get. And this target turned out to be one of the best for that because it's really close to its host star. It's also a really massive planet, a lot more massive than Jupiter. So people have definitely been thinking about this system for a while. So the telescope we use is called LOFAR. It's the low frequency array. Parts of the telescope are located all across Europe, but we only use the core of the telescope in the Netherlands. And this is a state-of-the-art telescope, and it's one of the most sensitive low frequency telescopes we know. So assuming the radio emission is real and coming from the planet, the first thing it tells us is that the planet has a magnetic field. When we first discovered the radio emission from Jupiter, we were actually able to figure out what was going on in the interior of Jupiter. There has to be some kind of metal that is creating the magnetic field in the first place. In the case of Earth, that's iron liquid core. In the case of Jupiter, that is metallic hydrogen. Our study using LOFAR to learn about the magnetic fields of Jupiter-like planets is just the first step on the ladder. I'm excited that in the future we will have a radio array, perhaps on the moon, that can be used to study the magnetic fields of Earth-like planets around other stars.
Some experts believe it could be a natural phenomenon, a rare pulsar emitting periodic bursts. Others think it's an intentional transmission, encoded with information we've yet to decode. When they ran the data through a signal processing model, they found repeating intervals, almost like a mathematical rhythm. One scientist described it as a heartbeat in the void. If this is just a coincidence, the odds are 1 in 10 billion. But if it isn't, then someone or something might be trying to reach us. And here's the question everyone's asking. Why now? Why exactly 50 years later? Maybe they were waiting for us to be ready.